What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we know that undefeated three-division world champion who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, the WBA regular title at lightweight and junior welterweight, superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis. He had a massive mega showdown 2 weekends ago, April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, at the T-Mobile Arena. And many deemed him to be the face of the sport of boxing after this performance against lightweight, junior welterweight, Mexican superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia, who is now 23 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 19 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. With that said, this is fight week for what was deemed to be the face of the sport of boxing, and that's 4-division world champion, undisputed super middleweight world champion, who is widely considered to be the face of the sport of boxing, that being Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Now, he is going to have his annual showdown May 6th, Cinco de Mayo weekend, this upcoming Saturday, and he's going to face off against British star boxer John Ryder, who's the super middleweight title contender. This is going to be in Canelo Alvarez's backyard in his hometown in Guatemala, Mexico, and this is a homecoming fight for Saul Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez was asked, is he still the face of the sport of boxing? Right, this is fight week for Canelo Alvarez. Is he still the face of the sport of boxing? And he says, absolutely, the king is back. Okay, so he deemed himself the king. He stated that the king is back in Mexico, and he's ultimately the king in the sport of boxing, and that he just needs to rectify his loss to WBA undefeated light heavyweight world champion, Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez 2 fights ago, he lost to Dmitry Bivol. Canelo Alvarez, rectified. He came back. He beat Gennady Triple G Golovkin, his biggest rival, in a trilogy match. Now he's going into this fight with John Ryder, and then he wants to fight Dmitry Bivol in September. Okay, so with that said, Canelo Alvarez, he says, he likes Gervonta Tank Davis, but he's still the face of the sport of boxing. He's still the king in the sport of boxing. Now it's ironic because Floyd Mayweather, legendary, retired, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be TBE, 5-division world champion, pound for pound king, pay-per-view king, undefeated, Floyd Mayweather Jr., he passed the baton essentially to Canelo Alvarez, even in defeat. He passed Canelo Alvarez the baton in defeat. Okay, Canelo Alvarez, he lost essentially every single round to Floyd Mayweather, but that was Canelo Alvarez's biggest fight. That was Canelo Alvarez's introduction to the massive stage in the sport of boxing. He was already a star, on the verge of being a superstar, and some may say he was a superstar, but he became a megastar in defeat to Floyd Mayweather, who is Gervonta Tank Davis' big brother, father figure, mentor in Floyd Mayweather, who Gervonta Tank Davis was signed to Mayweather Promotions. Now, with that said, he too, Floyd Mayweather, he had Gervonta Tank Davis as his co-main event to pass the baton, and he had, Canelo Alvarez as his co-main event, a few fights to pass him the baton until he fought Canelo Alvarez. Okay. So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he did reported 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. Now, Canelo Alvarez has been in a million pay-per-view buys 3 times in his career, and he's done massive gates. Gervonta Tank Davis did the 5th highest gate in Las Vegas with 22 million, and it surpassed Floyd Mayweather, and it surpassed Canelo Alvarez, okay, their fight. So with that said, this was a massive ordeal and fight for, Gervonta Tank Davis. The difference is that it was only one time. Okay, he has to be consistent. With Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, well, Canelo Alvarez in this manner, in this case, Canelo Alvarez is consistent. He's done it multiple times. He did it with Triple G twice. He did it with Floyd Mayweather. You put the right dancing partner in front of any fighter, they're going to do massive numbers if they are truly the superstars. And with that said, Floyd Mayweather, he solidified himself after he beat Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya back in May of 2007. Okay. And, Canelo Alvarez, he made his qualms off of, he was already a 5-time world champion, he already defended his titles 5 times and unified the titles. Okay. But, he hadn't solidified himself as a pay-per-view superstar until the Floyd Mayweather fight. So Floyd Mayweather is the, common denominator here who, co-signed both Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez. Again, Canelo Alvarez in his fight with Caleb Sweethand Plant, Undisputed Showdown, Canelo Alvarez, he did a reported 750 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys. And Caleb Plant, no slight or disrespect to Caleb Plant, but Caleb Plant is not a big name superstar in the sport of boxing. He's not a crossover superstar. He's not a superstar that the casual boxing fans are aware of and know of, and tune in to watch. So Canelo Alvarez, he did 800,000. We know Ryan Garcia has a massive fan base. Ryan Garcia has 9 million Instagram followers. That's not to mention the Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok followers that Ryan Garcia has. So he played a major part because up until that point, Gervonta Tank Davis did his highest pay-per-view was 275,000 with Rolando Rolly Romero. So I believe that they're both superstars in the sport of boxing. I believe they, A1 and A1, A plus and A minus, right? I think that the difference is you have to give it to Canelo right now because Canelo Alvarez is more consistent. And the fact that he did 800,000 pay-per-view buys with Caleb Plant, no slight, but Caleb Plant is not a massive crossover. Casual fans, are aware of Caleb Plant. So with that said, Canelo Alvarez has proven it multiple times on multiple occasions, okay, that he can be the face of the sport of boxing, where Gervonta Tank Davis still has to prove it, okay? Gervonta Tank Davis has to prove that, he can do this, with other fighters consistently on a consistent basis before we can say that he's definitively the face of the sport of boxing. That's what he has to do. He has to be consistent. And so with that said, I believe that Canelo Alvarez is still A plus and Tank Davis is A minus. Tank Davis has sold out. He's done massive live gates at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where he broke the record. Now he holds the record, $5 million gate. He also did a $5.2 million gate where he broke the record at the Capital One Arena with Hector Garcia, January 7th. So he's definitely well on his way. But I think right now, Canelo Alvarez is still an A plus, and I think that Tank Davis is the A minus because of consistency, right? That's solely what it boils down to. So Canelo says he's still the king, he's still the face of boxing, and he's going to prove it. Well, we'll see. I don't know how much of this fight with John Ryder is going to do for Canelo Alvarez case in this manner, but he does fight Dimitri Bivol in September. That's going to be huge. So we got to see how it unfolds and plays out moving forward. And then we got to see the numbers Tank do moving forward as well with the other fighters that he have available for him to fight big name fighters. Because he do have Devin Haney, the undefeated, undisputed champion, is going into a massive fight May 20th against Vasyl Lomachenko. He could fight the winner of that fight. And he also have Shakur Stevenson, right? So those are two big names that Tank Davis could have at his discretion to fight and see if he can consistently be, this massive pay-per-view superstar. Or was it 50-50? Was it a lot to do with Ryan Garcia and his fan base? So we got to see how it unfolds and plays out. But I think that they're 1A, 1B, and I think that Canelo Alvarez is is on top still because he's consistent. So when we consistently see Tank Davis do it, then we can say Tank Davis is the face of the sport of boxing. Right now, Canelo has been proven to do it. Now we got to see how his numbers do with John Ryder Saturday in Mexico. So that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.